Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, everybody, and today we're doing another BDSP guide, and today is going to be on Zapdos, which happens to be my favorite Pokemon. I love this Pokemon. This guy's really cool. Zapdos, he's flying electric Pokemon. Super powerful, super good. This guy's used in a lot of different ways. It can be very bulky. It can be very... it can be like bulky with like leftovers or like a Sitrus berry and Roost, or you can use it very offensively with choice specs or even life orb or any of the other like zap plate, magnet type items that just boost a little bit of damage. And this Pokemon is primarily only using electric type Pokemon or electric attacks. Like on most builds, it's going to be using 2 electric type attacks and then 2 moves of choice. And if it's a choice band build or a choice specs build rather, it'll use, you know, a little bit of coverage, but it doesn't have very many coverage moves. So magnet and zap plate, things like that are pretty good to use in general. Anyway, stats. So as far as stats go, HP 90, it's very good. Defense 85, it's very solid, and special defense 90 is very good. So all around, very solid natural bulk, only 2 times weakness, ice and rock. So the Pokemon's pretty safe to use, fairly bulky. You could use it with leftovers. It'd be a safe Pokemon to switch into resisted attacks. Because of its solid natural bulk, you can invest into HP, defense, things like that if you want to. But you also don't have to, and it can be fairly bulky naturally. So a lot of different ways. As far as offense goes, however, attack 90 doesn't matter, but special attack 125 is huge, and then speed at 100 is huge as well. So it's very fast, it's very specially offensive, and has very good natural bulk all around. So the Pokemon all around, very good stats. As far as trending moves go, we have 88% Volt Switch. Actually, the most used attack is Volt Switch, which is interesting. 85 Discharge, 63 Thunderbolt, 50 Roost, 42 Protect, and then a couple stragglers down here, Hyper Beam, Thunder, and Thunder Wave. So of course, you know, Thunder if you're on a rain team, Hyper Beam if you're using a choice set, and Thunder Wave for some added flavor. But overall, a lot of really good moves. The trending set you'll typically see is Volt Switch, Discharge, Thunderbolt, Roost, or even Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Roost, Protect. I would say those are the 2 most likely that you'll see. And and actually items say choice specs is the most used, so probably Volt Switch, Discharge, Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam is something a set you'll see very, very frequently as well. And due to the amount of people playing Rain, Thunder could be on that set as well. Now let's look at trending teammates. Now this Pokemon can be on a lot of teams, so you don't have to use one of these Pokemon. This Pokemon will just fit on a lot of teams naturally. So we have things like Garchomp running around. Garchomp with Discharge is really good because Discharge can't hit the Garchomp because it's immune, and then Garchomp spams Earthquake, and your Zapdos is unaffected by that. So you can get to just spam multi-targeting moves. It's very similar to the Garchomp Togekiss that we see, but Garchomp Zapdos can be used very similarly. Cresselia here makes sense. It has Levitate as well, so it kind of just fits on that team really well. Arcanine, Tyranitar, Snorlax, these are gluey Pokemon. Snorlax is interesting to see all the way up here. Lucario, Mamoswine, Scizor, Heatran, Hitmontop, just random Pokemon as well. But yeah, I mean, Garchomp's definitely going to be your main synergy, and Cresselia is going to fit on that team very safely as well. And then Pokemon like Arcanine, Tyranitar, they just fit on the team generically. So, you know, that makes sense. If you're going for a simple Zapdos core, I'd probably go Zapdos, Garchomp, Cresselia, Arcanine, Tyranitar. That's a very simple core. And you can cut off any pieces of that if you want, but Arcanine just helps general bulk. Tyranitar is really good, and if you don't have a weather, Tyranitar is a really solid Pokemon to put on your team for weather. Because it's good. It counteracts rain, and it's a very strong Pokemon. It's good. It's physical when the rest of the team's pretty special offensive. So it makes sense. Anyway, onto the items. Trending items, of course, in first we have choice specs. That seems to be very typical what you'll see. And then the rest just makes sense as well. Leftovers and magnet equal about the same usage as choice specs together. So you'll see a lot of bulky builds running leftovers. You'll see a lot of bulky builds that already have leftovers on the team running magnet. Potentially a Sitrus berry as well, or even a pinch berry. So across the board, a lot of really useful items here. Static, always going to be using that over pressure. Pressure doesn't really do much. 2 times PP usage, it's not that useful. Static, every contact move, you get a 30% chance, to paralyze, which is very good. So static's pretty solid. And then as far as trending EV spreads, we'll see a lot of bulk, a lot of speed investment, and a good bit of runoff into special attack. That seems to be pretty frequently what we'll see, is a lot of HP, a lot of speed, a lot of HP, a lot of speed, a bit of special attack, a bit of special attack, a lot of special attack, a lot of speed. So those are what you'll typically see. Y spreads of 252 speed, 252 special attack, a lot of investment into defensive things, and HP. So that is overview. That is the overview. Let's go ahead and talk about the spreads that I have built today. So the first one here, what's my damage calc? Oh, my damage calc isn't that relevant. Okay, so the first build we have here is going to be a Sitrus Berry bulky boy spread. Very fast, 124. You know, not like super fast, but a lot of what we see is 116 modest. Let's see a 116 modest. So I figured 124 is a pretty safe place to put the speed into. So that was the first thing I did, was just go into speed to 124, get it up to 136, to where it's usually going to be tying or more speedy than the trending Zapdos builds. And then I wanted to put a lot into HP, so I put 244, and then I put the rest into special attack, just so we're doing a good bit of damage. Modest nature as well for plus special attack and minus attack. I just thought this made sense. So Sitrus Berry and static. Sitrus Berry, when I was running damage calcs, a lot of things brought us down to around that 30 to 50%, maybe even lower. So I figured Sitrus Berry would put us into a lot of 3-hit KO range instead of 2-hit KO. That's pretty good. Now, it didn't hit that exactly for all the calcs that I wanted. Things like Gastrodon and Tyrannosaur, those were the main speed tier, or the main damage calcs that I was running for. And Sitrus Berry seemed to help more than leftovers, in my opinion. And Roost kind of just brings that all the way back. Now, Roost, sometimes leftovers will be better for Roost since it's every turn, and Roost can make it last a little while longer. So leftovers, you know, this could be leftovers, just as simple as Sitrus Berry. But in my favorite times when I was running Zapdos, Sitrus Berry, bulky, and we don't have Tailwind on it anymore, but, you know, it's still really good. So as far as the set goes, Thunderbolt, Switch, Roost, and Protect. This could, instead of Volt Switch, this could definitely be Discharge. And honestly, I think it probably should be. We're not going to need to do Volt Switch out there too much, and the Pokemon's not, like, incredibly fast. It's very fast, but not incredibly fast. So we can definitely manage to do Discharge, Garchomp stuff instead. I think that's probably better, and I think the payoff, I think that's the reason you're using Zapdos, really. So, yeah, that's why we're using it. So yeah, Thunderbolt, Discharge, Roost, Protect. And then as far as the EV spread goes, well, we already explained it, so that's that. That's the first build. Now the secondary build is going to be a choice specs. Y spread into speed and special attack, 4 moves. Basic stuff. Choice specs, static. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Discharge, Hyper Beam, your tri-electric stab moves. It's weird, I know, but that's just what it is. And then we have Hyper Beam as well as our one coverage move, because it doesn't really have many coverage moves. And by many, I mean any. It has no coverage moves. But Hyper Beam will take it. It still hits neutrally on just about everything, and does very, very big damage with choice specs. 90 accuracy is a bit concerning, but it's okay. And then the basic Y spread, move spread, EV spread. Timid speed, want to be as fast as possible for the choice specs, since we already have the 0.5 times additional attack. Might as well go for the speed. So yeah, that is really it. That's really all I have for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Makes a big difference. As always, the imports for this will be in the description. So if you hit show more in the description, you can copy paste these spreads right into your Pokemon Showdown and get playing. That's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good week. Goodbye.